Nothing is impossible when you believe in yourself. Absolutely nothing is impossible, especially when you believe in yourself, because you are your first, you know, executor of your own life. You are the first person who will be able to look at yourself and say, I can do this. You are your first confider. You are your first favorite. You are the only one who can determine whether you can move forward or you go backward, or you go to the right or to the left. When you think it, when you desire it, when you walk it, when you act it, when you put it to writing, or when you plan it. So always have this at the back of your mind that nothing is impossible when you believe in yourself. You are yourself. You are your first love. You should be your first love. That's not selfishness. That's not being self-centered. Because if you don't acknowledge yourself, if you don't present yourself, if you don't look at yourself as someone who can go far, then there's a problem. And with that problem, the only person who can help you is you. It's a beautiful morning. Thank God for another beautiful Wednesday we're experiencing. It's the midweek. And to the glory of God, we're here this morning. And the Lord has made it possible because without God, we can do nothing. For me, that's the way I feel. And I believe for you too, that's the way you're feeling right now. So good morning to you, wherever you're watching us or joining us this morning. We appreciate God's grace over your life. This is Galaxy Television. The program is Family and Values. And it's all about the value you can imagine, you can look out to, and believe that really, sincerely, this is all about what life, will help us to guide ourselves through. And even as we continue to seek and look out for and knock and always ask, you are the only one who can determine how the values that you represent, either from your culture, your background, your tradition, your beliefs, your religion, anywhere, even in your career, your business, your endeavors, it's all about what we talk about. Our health, that is what we talk about here on Family and Values. So this morning, my name is Remain Olori Adejoke David. My friends call me Olori AJ. And one thing you need to know is that you can always be part of the Galaxy family. You can always be part of the family because this is where you can see us on AVO application. You have Galaxy Television there. We have Galaxy Television application itself. All you just need to do is to download it. The moment you download it, as much as possible, you can activate the notification button. On Facebook, you can be part of our family live right now. If you go to your Facebook, just type Galaxy Television in full, not TV, Galaxy Television in full, and go to the live for Facebook. You'll definitely see us there. Also on YouTube. Don't forget, we are also on All Prime application and Star Times Family, double kudos, like Joy will always say. We're also on free to air on UHF 27 and, it's been a long time and to God be the glory we're here. It's not about the noise. It's about the impact and, the little details that makes a lot of difference. And that's why we're reaching out for the stars. So welcome to the family this morning and welcome to our beautiful, fellowship. We call it fellowship because, family, you need to come together. You need to fellowship together. You need to relate together. You need to do many things together. And that's why we're here. So it's another beautiful Wednesday. I hope you're ready for us. Let's go for our mini feature. But before then, a big shout out to everyone celebrating today, the 21st day in the month of May 2025. We celebrate God's grace over your life. We pray that it will not be the least of celebration to you and to everyone around you, because when you celebrate, people around you always gather. Hey, today is Crown's birthday, today is Raphael's birthday, today is Sonny's birthday, Atumba's birthday is today. People around you will always be there to want to celebrate and relate with you. So to everyone around you, to your loved ones, to you particularly, we celebrate grace. I will celebrate that day you were born. Happy birthday and happy anniversary. Let's go for a mini feature because our guest is right now waiting. Stay tuned. It's another beautiful opportunity for us to relate and also know what is happening around us. And this morning we're looking at the topic saying handling feelings and arguments. Handling feelings and arguments. Now, your feelings has a lot to do with how you relate with people, what is going through your mind. You heard me saying, you're my roleto, it's all about what I am feeling at that particular point in time. It's what I am, experiencing. So how do you handle your feelings when they come? Are you the type that will want to like talk blah 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 blah, let everybody know? Are you the one that will just want to contain it because you want to first see how well you can handle that situation? You don't want to be a bother to many. And when it's getting to a point whereby you cannot handle it, anymore, or you notice that this is not something you can do alone, you now decide to bring in an expert or reach out to an elderly person around you. Yes, you have experts who are professionals, who are certified to listen to you and help you. And you also have elders. That's why Family and Value is here. We're going to be weighing everything this morning because sometimes we need all these elders around us, to also share the experience and help us and guide us and let us know how it was with them. I was talking about war room with somebody, and it goes a long way to let you know that, yes, when you see women who has prayed in their relationship, who has put certain things ahead, when they're going through that challenges, you understand what it means. So this morning we're looking at handling feelings and arguments. Don't argue. I argue very well. Now, this beautiful lady is joining us from Warri. Her name is none other than my darling sister, Olu Comfort. Okay, Oludare Comfort. How are you, Comfort, this morning? Hello, Comfort.
Good morning.
See her.
Hey, good morning, Mom.
You're beautiful.
It's nice to be here this morning. And you're looking
how is my
more like
brother?
the usual great mama.
It's so good
I
to
want
see
to
you
say
this morning. So,
congratulations.
Olu Comfort,
I saw your
we're looking
Yes,
at
ma'am.
this discussion this morning, handling feelings and arguments. Handling feelings and argument. I want to ask, can I recognize, okay, let me start with what is feelings, what is emotions, what is, of course, feelings, emotions, what is feelings and what is argument? How can these two be merged together for the benefit of those who are watching us at home right now?
Okay, thank you, Olori. I was saying I want to say congratulations to you for your award. I saw it on your status, and I want to let you know that you are doing good. You are doing great. God bless you. And okay, back to the question. I want to start by letting us know that emotion and feeling they are not the same. They are different things. Though we usually use them interwoven, sometimes they are different. We're talking about emotion. No, emotions are about chemicals released in our body based on what happened in our environment, based on some things that we are experiencing right now. So that is emotion. And the most responsible for this is adrenaline. So we're talking about feelings. Feelings are how you describe the emotions that you have. Emotion first, then feelings is how you describe. Feelings is the you are experiencing. So we're talking about argument. Argument is, when we have misunderstanding, when we have different opinion. So I get to a point where I want to be feel heard, and the other person too want to feel heard. I want to establish my opinion. The other person wants to establish his or her opinion. Then we start arguing. So argument is when we disagree and want to make our opinion or our perspective about the issue at hand known.
How can I recognize and understand my emotions? Especially during arguments, how can I know and understand my emotions, especially when there is an argument, either at work or with my husband, between partners and all that? How can one recognize one's emotions during an argument, and what should one do?
Okay, one thing I want us to know that in the heat, maybe in the center of an argument, when the emotion is playing out, the first person to know is you. Why? Because emotion is embodied. Emotion is embodied. The moment your emotion, maybe any kind of emotion, maybe is joy, maybe it's anger, the first person to know is you, because your body will feel it. Emotion pass through your body. In fact, your heart will feel it, your lungs, your kidney, your body temperature, everything is going to feel it. So when you are feeling a particular emotion, the first person to know is you. You cannot be angry and you don't know that you are angry. You cannot be sad and you don't know that you are sad. So every emotion you experience are biochemical released on you. And emotion are energy in motion. They are energy in motion that you feel it in your body. So number one thing that you should set out, you should look out for, maybe to how to recognize your emotion, is the sensations. Sensations. These are signals your body will give you to indicate an emotional experience. Though they are distinctive in reactions on these signals, and it depends on the level or how intensive that sensation is at that particular time. Your heart will start beating fast. If you are feeling anxious, if you are feeling paranoid, if you are feeling angry, your body signal, you start sweating. You start having mild headache. You're maybe shallow breathing, heart palpitation. All these signals are there, all these sensations are there for us to know. Another thing is self-awareness. At that moment, you know every one of us, we know our limits. We know what we can take. You know your triggers. For you to recognize that, this thing, my emotion is coming high, can I take it any longer? The level at this person is taking this issue, can I still take it? So for you to recognize that, this point that this person is making will trigger me, will trigger reaction from me. So your triggers, knowing yourself, knowing what you can take, knowing your ability, your capability, will help you to recognize that, let me stop here. We get us to recognize. So when you know your triggers, you can anticipate them and prepare how to undo them. So you are in the heat of an argument, you are in the heat of a conflict. The moment you know your trigger, that this place this person is taking me to, I will misbehave. This place this person is taking me to, I don't have the capacity to handle it because I know my triggers. So when you are able to recognize this sensation and your capability, self-awareness, who you are, you'll be able to know when to. When I saw this conversation, the title of the conversation, I laughed because recently I went through some emotion visited me recently. So the person I was talking with, the moment I asked that person the question, and the moment she mentioned one particular thing, and I know that it is my trigger. So I was able to recognize that in her, that if this conversation lingers, I am going to be aggressive. Then I pause and I walked away. So know the sensation in your body and know your capability. That is where you know when to stop.
I will want you to please give us a minute. We need to get back our mini feature back on air for the benefit of those who are requesting that they want to actually go through the mini feature. So let's just go for a mini feature once again. I will be right back. So stay tuned, please. From your values. And Olucomfort, are you still very much there? Hello, darling Olucomfort. Okay, so Joy is taking a question now. So thank you for waiting. Thank you so much.
Looking beautiful as
My
usual. So
pleasure.
now I want to ask, what role does emotions play in conflict generally, and how can I manage them effectively? You know, when you're talking about emotions, you're talking about conflict. What role does it play, and how can I manage it? Because sometimes you feel like you're finding it difficult to actually have a grip on your emotions, and this morning actually happened. Now you're trying as much as possible to be calm, you know, to contain it and try to just so that that conflict does not escalate to fight or something. So what role does emotions really play, and how can one manage it? Because I feel like the problem is the management of that emotions. How can we manage it effectively?
I want us to know that we're talking about emotion. One reason why we usually find an emotion difficult to manage is because we usually think that emotion is bad. Is bad. To get angry is evil. No, I want us to clarify this before I go into the question you asked me. That emotion, every emotion is okay. As human, we are emotional beings. So it is okay to feel all these kind of emotions. The one we call bad and the one we call good, both anger, both happiness, both joy. Everything is just okay for us to feel. So when we accept this fact that it is okay for me to feel angry, then we'll be able to manage it. The reason we're not able to manage it is because we always feel that we are possessed when we get angry. We always feel that maybe something is wrong with me when we get angry. So let me go to your question that says, what roles do emotion play in conflict? I want us to know that emotion play vital role in conflict, serious one, whether we like it or not, whether we are aware of it or not. Emotion are at the center of everything that we do. And I want us to know that during conflict, emotion fuels conflict. Our emotion fuel conflict. During conflict now, emotion is like petrol and water. If you don't use it correctly, it will serve as petrol. That it will fuel that conflict. The conflict will get out of hand. Then you will not be able to handle it again. At the end of the day, it leads in regret. You say some things, you do some things that you later regret. Why do I have to say it? And another sense, emotion serve as water. If you channel leaves appropriately, it can quench conflict. It can quench, it's like fire quenching, water quenching smoke, quenching fire. So emotion fuels conflict. So emotion during a conversation, okay, like I said that it's like petrol and water. So the difference in in different cases is in some people, emotion drives some people. Some people drives emotion. That is why we have different scenario. The same issue, but different scenario. What the same thing that somebody said and somebody laughed over, the same thing somebody said and somebody gets aggressive over. Because if you allow emotion to drive you, it might end badly. But if you are the one driving your emotion, you understand that, oh, this is the point where I am. Oh, no, you can divert it. Emotion can be swiped at will. Emotion can be changed at will. You can swipe emotion at will. So when you allow your emotion to take the driver's seat during a conflict, it will take control of the conflict. The outcome of the conflict. Now, how do I manage it? It begins from awareness. Awareness. Because whatever you don't aware of, you are not aware of, you cannot control.
Hello, Olucomfort.
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Hello. Okay.
No.
Okay, Olucomfort, I want to ask you a question because you are going to actually a part that I wanted to come into. So I want to ask, how can I regulate the emotions during intense conflict or argument, how can I regulate my emotion during, hot and high, level kind of argument that you see that this one is so tensed, and if caution is not applied, it can lead to something else. And that's something else, everybody will now say, had I known, I didn't even know it was going to get to this level. So how can I regulate my emotions at that point in time?
Okay.
How?
Okay, thank you for that question. I want us to know that emotion is like an unannounced visitor. Emotion can visit us anytime. It won't inform you before coming. That is why you just wake up sometimes, you find yourself sad. You might be asking yourself, why am I sad? Sometimes you find yourself so happy. You might be asking yourself, why am I happy? Why? Because emotion is a visitor. And sometimes it will not inform us when it is coming. So everyone should be able to regulate any kind of emotion. In the heat of an argument, we have to get to a point of emotional bliss. We call something emotional bliss. Emotional bliss is embracing your emotion and the ability to compassionately transform uncomfortable or disempowering emotion to comfortable and empowering emotion without causing anyone any harm. So in the heat of an argument, you must be able, one thing to do is blend thinking and feeling. Blend your thinking and your feeling to make optimal decision. Quickly, when the thing is very high, quickly take control of your thinking and your feelings and you blend it together. And number one that will help you is the value you place on yourself, the value you place on the person. Because sometimes value helps us to checkmate ourselves. Like this person I'm talking with, the value I place on the person, and our own morals and values also help us to checkmate ourselves. So another thing you should do is recognize it. Emotional bliss is your ability to recognize.
When we return, we'll continue the conversation. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
It's still very interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting to know that. And this is what we are talking about, feelings and arguments and emotions. Yeah, and then we are still discussing handling feelings and arguments. Yes.
And suddenly our mail walked in.
Our mail walked in. It's just calm.
It's quite unfortunate. Olucomfort cannot get this.
Olucomfort can't get this because
you are far away.
worry is still very
far.
Ifa. Don't worry, I will do a video and send to you how I'm going to be launching it.
Can you imagine what a wicked world?
Yes. So
don't worry. This is the time we need to express our gratitude to item 7 Go as we get our breakfast this morning. We just got it, and it's another beautiful time to yummy and to, sit down and devour.
Seemingly hot,
And item 7 is all about party jollof. They're on the go. You can always order. They're open from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. in the evening, and you get it fresh and hot. You get there, you always find them just bringing it again and again. The order keeps on coming. You can order, you can, the only thing, I don't know whether you can order to worry.
No, I think you can order for it. But anyone driving, maybe traveling, can actually.
Yeah, you can always get your order and just take it with you as you're going back.
That's item 7.
Thank you, item 7. And go and get your own now.
All right, Olucomfort. Okay, so we are talking about handling feelings and emotions. Now, I want to ask, what are some of those strategies that you can give us and say, okay, step 1, do this, take a deep breath. When we talk about feelings, arguments, emotions, what are those strategies that can help us calm down, calm us a bit, and help us manage? Because some people don't actually know how to calm themselves down once an argument starts until they finish the last word. until they finish.
You can't stop me. You can't stop me. I need to let you know. You've been doing this for a long time. They remember 1970 on. Put everything.
And you're trying to be calm to try to, okay, I want to manage, I want to listen. So how can people remain calm and still manage? What are those strategies? Is it taking a deep breath or putting water in the mouth? What is it that you can help us with to help people remain calm in the midst of arguments, intense arguments?
Okay, you are welcome back. Before we went on break, I was trying to talk about emotional bliss. I was talking about emotional bliss. Emotional bliss is an experience that every one of us must get to. And emotional bliss is the ability to be able to embrace our emotion and be able to manage it. Yes, the strategy, the common one we usually hear is take a deep breath, but I want to go deeper and I want to give us some strategy based on me as a student of emotional intelligence class. And number one strategy I'm going to give is control your thoughts. Control your thoughts. Your emotion is the quality of your thinking. Anytime you are in the heat of an argument, your emotion is the quality of your thinking. Your thoughts at that moment can generate your emotion. So I want us to know that it is our thoughts, the thoughts that we have, that leads to feelings. Then feelings leads to our action. Thoughts, feelings, and action. So in the heat of an argument, I know you are going to take a deep breath, but you must be able to control your thoughts. Because the meaning we give to a conversation is what determines how we react to it. In the heat of conversation, if you see as this person is attacking me, you want to get angry and attack. But if you give it another meaning and say to yourself, oh, this person is just expressing his or her feelings, you will generate another emotion entirely. So the first thing we should always do is control your thoughts at that moment. If you are able to control your thoughts, you'll be able to control your words. Then self-dialogue. Self-dialogue. I want us to know that there is a boardroom in our hearts, in our minds, rather. In the heat of a conversation, you can quickly dialogue with yourself. There is a boardroom there, and you are the CEO. You can quickly dialogue with yourself. At that moment, you call the shots. You tell yourself, no, I'm not going to this level. No, I'm not going to that level. The urges also. Certain emotions come with certain behavior tendency. What to do when you are angry, you feel the urge of cursing, you feel the urge of abusing, you feel the urge of missing your hand. Control your urge. I say control your thoughts, control your urge, and number 3, self-dialogue. And another one that is very, very important is know when to quit. Know when to quit. It's not compulsory that you have to win every argument. It's not compulsory that you have to take the upper hand in every argument. When you know when to quit, that is a strength. That is a great strategy. Then, in the heat of an argument, there is one weapon, one tool that is so very, very essential. It's what we call apology. No matter how heated the conversation might be, the moment you see that this thing is getting far, I just say, I'm sorry. Everything will go down. It's another strategy. But sometimes we used to think that anyone who apologizes is always a weakling, is weak. No. In the actual sense, anyone who apologizes is the one who has a strength, is the one who is mature. So these are the 4 strategies I want to give you. Yes, you're going to breathe in, breathe out. Yes. You are going to walk away. But you must get to a point of emotional bliss. Because, like I said, emotion is a visitor. It can visit you in the bus. He can visit you in the house. He can visit you in the office. But you must get this point where you are able to control yourself. Thank you.
Anywhere.
In the living room, even when you're in the hospital,
Anywhere.
and you're about to get your treatment, or you're about to see the doctor,
Someone can just
and you
trigger
see,
it.
so you see, I've been waiting here. What happened? Meanwhile, you are under, so much pressure that you're trying to contain. That pain you are going through, and you're like, you're taking. He's a visitor. Now, in relationship, how can we effectively impact, all this control or strategy to control our emotions? How? Okay, we have seen, I saw a video yesterday. It was, and the only question I said was that a man beating the wife seriously. I don't want to know what that woman must have done at that particular point in time, because the video was really convincing, and that man can be prosecuted. He picked a hand bat that he used to play table tennis, and was hitting it on the wife's hand after he has already, put him under himself. It was like sitting on her and using the edge of the bat to hit her hand, hit her shoulders. And I'm like, who is this person doing, carrying out this video? And the only thing I could say is that, does this woman really want to press charges? Is she ready to want to? Because some women, you try to carry their burden on your head and you become, Madam, please mind your own in your house. Don't destroy mine. Now, at that point, I want to ask, what could have, taken over the heart, that visitor that entered into the heart of that man? The baby, you could hear the noise, the cry of a baby while that video was being recorded. You understand? So what could have, at what point can we say that argument or that emotions, walked into that circle of the couple, and the husband is seen beating and using an object to hit the hands and the shoulder of the wife? What do you think would have happened? And should the woman have done? I have given an instance here of myself some years back that I noticed something, and I decided to say, I just decided to take it, I walked back. So at what point do you think one can avoid a situation like that, if you're a woman or you're a man? Because we know women beat men too. So at what time should one take a step backwards when it's getting to that heat argument that will lead into physical violence? That's my question. As we round up, because our time, I hope you are taking your time to Olu Comfort. So you have just like 2 minutes or 3 minutes to answer this question.
Okay, you asked me two questions now. Like, at what point what made the man to start eating the woman with that bat, right? Okay, it's at a point where we cannot control our trigger. Like I said, every one of us has trigger. Trigger are what triggers our emotion. And triggers are everywhere. Like I said the other time. So if you cannot control your trigger, that was what led to that scenario you are describing in the relationship. For a man to be eating his wife, the wife eating the man, they have gotten to a point where they cannot control their trigger. And I want us to know that we're talking about emotional control. There is another bigger monster behind it that we're not talking about, which is trauma. I was saying it jokingly that if I have my way, I will tell every general overseer or court anywhere that the people who join people in marriage, that they should make it compulsory for people to go for trauma class before they get married. Because that is the bigger monster under the entire thing that we're not talking about. Anyone who is traumatized, they can't control their anger. Anger is different from aggression. Anger is an emotion. Aggression is a behavior. It is okay for every one of us to get angry. Even Bible says that we should get angry, but we should not sin. So if you get to a point where you get aggressive, that means there is underlying trauma we need to talk about, we need to address. Then talking about when should somebody quit. We are talking about some people who are going through this, but they don't want to leave. They call it trauma bonding. They are falling in love with person who is eating them, who is beating them. So it depends on individual. But on a general basis, when it gets to a point where it is affecting your life, affecting your well-being, your mental and emotional well-being, affecting your safety, please call it quits. I beg of you, call it quits. And I want us to know, every one of us, that as I wrap up, that our emotion is our friend. Instead of us getting so sad about it, we can embrace it and control it. Our emotion is our superpower. We can control it, we can decide what we do with it. Anger now, if I get angry, it can help me to channel my life in a positive direction. And it can help me to channel it in a negative direction. So the outcome of what we do with it is what matters the most. And lastly, each time you feel angry and you express yourself, you have a secondary feeling of shame. You have a secondary feeling of sadness. Why should I feel like that? Please, I want us to know that all these things, they are natural. They are part of us. We need to get to a level where we embrace them. Then we work on getting better. Oh, what I experienced today, tomorrow I'm not going to experience it again. The best development is self-development. I hope my time is not over. The best development is self-development. So if you have anger outbursts today, your goal is tomorrow it must not happen. Are you calling me? Are you calling my attention?
Don't worry, we'll talk about trauma one of these days.
And we
we'll
hope one of these days you find yourself in Lagos so that we'll have you here now.
Because behind lack of emotional control,
let's know when you're coming to Lagos.
When you're coming into Lagos, so that at least we'll have you here in our studio. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a beautiful day ahead of you.
About a video yesterday, I watched a video that saddened my heart. A stray bullet hit a boy that was a student. I don't know whether it's a girl or boy that was going to write his wife.
Yeah, WAEC, yeah.
And it touched me. I'm like, wow. There were other.
Where did they come from?
They were chasing a vehicle, but you would have picked the plate number, go after them. Why shoot?
And that is where the visitor, the emotional visitor comes in.
And then the chaos has been created, and then the student is already gone.
I think our police need to do more work, and the authorities need to really look into how they discharge the release of bullets. You're chasing a vehicle, they're not stopping. There should be a better way for you to do it.
The plate number or something, and then you just kill the student on his way.
So how do you tell the
family sorry? Where do you start healing such emotions?
A child going out for WAEC.
For WAEC.
If it were to be you, what would you do? You go there, use your authority and use it, to terrorize them.
I know they were angry youths carrying them. I'm like, we have all control emotions. Anyway, all right. Thank you for being a part of the show, Luke Comfort. We appreciate your time.
Okay, it's another beautiful morning. I wish you the very best of today. Don't forget, you are your best teacher. You are your best developer. You are your best planner. So don't forget, nothing can stop you if you believe in yourself. So believe in yourself for you to get accomplished and fulfilled, and nothing will stop you. Have a great day. Asirime Nolori. See you tomorrow.
All right, tomorrow is Healthy Thursday. Last week we talked about the gymming and all that has to come with going to the gym. Tomorrow we'll be discussing dieting. Don't just go to the gym alone. Know what you eat. You know, Lori used to say something that what you eat is a product of what comes out of you. You know, to place that way. But yes, tomorrow we'll be discussing dieting with our medical team here in the studio. I'll see you tomorrow. I am Princess Joy Ayo Abu. Thank you for being a part of the show this morning. We love you. Stay blessed and stay peaceful out there. Control your emotion when that visitor comes.